Ira Epstein with your metal market update, and this update is for the evening of Wednesday, and we're at the 15th of January already. Can you believe that? 2025. I'm late today. It's after 7:15 p.m. Okay, it's been a busy day. Remember, I started 4 in the morning. It's a rough day, and a day with all this volume, that was it. And let's give one to the option pros out there. They were predicting you'd have at least a 1% move up or down in the S&P today. Give those guys credit. They were on the money. Let's start off celebrating, and I think we should celebrate that there's now a peace agreement, a truce, if you will, between Hamas and Israel that kicks in Sunday. It's supposed to last 6 weeks, and during that time, our new Trump administration will take over, trying to get this to the road where they can keep going in time and over maybe a 6-month period get to a final peace agreement. But the 7 hostages that are being held, I understand they're supposed to be amongst the first released for us in America, and there's a 33 total living hostages to be released on this. And we will see how it works. The good news is for the people there, 600 trucks a day are supposed to be allowed in. So I assume that well, first off, let's credit President Biden. He worked hard, his whole team did forever, and they did bring it to the closing line. And let's thank President Trump, who said there'll be hell to pay if he gets sworn in and this deal's not done. So you got to give Biden, this is going to be in history. He did this, and that's where that goes. All right. We saw today the PPI come out, not today, CPI today, PPI the day before, and the CPI came out in the core numbers, not the headline. The headline numbers were just flat. The core was down 1/10 in both numbers. The market went bonkers off of that, and they took it to the end line. Inflation's beaten, the market's ready to go up, blah, blah. Temper that quite a bit. That's not the case yet. At the earliest, is there going to be a shot at a March cut? I don't know that this was enough to do that. June, I'd say, is very much a live one to talk about. What nobody's talking about right now, because they're lost in the euphoria of the PPI and CPI, is we have yet to see what the tariffs and the presidential orders that President Trump is going to sign next week and how they'll impact the market. This could be a yin-yang. You had the yin, then you get the yang part out of it, and I'd be very concerned about that. In terms of news tomorrow, we have a lot of data. By the way, my special currency report goes off the board tomorrow. So if you want to see it, you go to iraepstein.com. You can't miss it. It's in bright green on the top left of the page. And anytime during this, just give a click right there. You'll see an icon. If you're on a PC, give that a click. It'll take you there as well. So as I said, we have a lot of news tomorrow. We have the Philly Fed regional business activity, advanced retail sales data at 7:30. We have jobless claims at 7:30. They're looking for a 9,000 increase. December import-export prices at 7:30. So 7:30, you're getting a wave of data that's going to come at the market. We get the National Association of Home Builders, their market housing index coming out at 9, business inventories at 9, half hour after that at 9:30, you're going to be getting the natural gas numbers. Look for a big draw. The market's anticipating 260,000 billion cubic feet. That's a lot. It's more than 100% larger than the average at this time of year via the cold that we're getting in the United States, which is immense, and now you got to worry Europe's going to see some of this. I mean, it just travels and keeps going. All right, let us go back to the charts and now take them from there. In the gold market, the market had corrected, came down on a weekly chart to the 18-week average, and has now lifted itself. And for the week, it's not up dramatically. It's up 0.42%. But to me, that's good news. When we come to the chart action, we can see that we have higher lows, higher highs. The trend is clearly to the upside. The market Didn't quite make it to the battleground. I was hoping it would, in all fairness to me, because I wanted the market to come in here, and that's where I thought the purchases could be made. As it turned out, this was the right spot to do it. It didn't come quite back there, and now the resistance is right here. I think there is some profit taking place here. You're at the upper Bollinger Band and you're overbought. So bulls in control, overbought, wouldn't surprise me if they're taking money off the table. The gold-silver ratio favored silver. It turned itself around. We just talked about this yesterday. If you take a look, let's get to Tuesday. Here we are, and I said, now the question is, are you going to stay over that, or are you going to fight the battle right there? And as it turns out, you can see, there you are on Monday, Tuesday, here's today. So you're seeing that the market is now saying, silver's getting a bid again. It's just swinging back and forth between the two, but silver's at a big resistance zone. You're at the 100-day average of closes, the upper Bollinger Band, you're overbought. Do I think it's going higher than this? No. I think that you've got a problem right here. I'm not bearish, don't get me wrong, but I think you're going to see the pros taking some money off the table. The copper, I still think, is part of what I called that squeeze play, the differential between London Metal Exchange and what we've got in America here. There's still that difference. The question is, what happens with metal tariffs? Does copper, does steel, I can go on and on. What gets tariffed by Trump? What is the tariff amount? How does it work? We all want to see that, and those are the variables you got to play with. Platinum's in its own world. It peaked out against the Bollinger Band, the 100 and 200-day averages. I mean, it's crystal clear, and it just came crashing on down. Its own world there. And in the dollar, if you've seen my report, I was predicting that the 109.80 area would be where the market stops on this leg, which is called a second price count, pull back, and then the question is, if it can clear back up here, the 110 zone, does it go to the unusual run to the third count, which could be in the 114, 115 area. So very, very interesting. Again, if you want to see that report, go to our website, iraepstein.com, and I'll catch up with you all in the morning.